Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another RWBY Blind Commentary. And I'm just super excited for this. I know it's only been a couple weeks since the last one, but it feels like longer. Just not having RWBY for a week, it leaves me feeling deprived, even though I'm, during the course of the week, watching the entire series multiple times via different reactors, and still getting my RWBY fix that way. Just not having anything new, it kind of sucks, and that just goes to show how obsessed I've become with the show. I mean, I've even bought merch now. I'll probably show pics of them on my Twitter, but I bought some little chibi figures of the characters, and they're really cute. And this is actually the first show that I started watching for this channel that I ended up buying merch for, so that just goes to show something, I think. But, yeah, this week we got Chapter 5, and it's called Menagerie, and I'm very excited. The last one was great. Lots of progression on Yang's part. I actually feel like her story of the four girls is the one that's most furthest along with that. That episode, it really started the forward progress. And none of the other characters have had a lot of forward progress. Yang, though, we introduced the whole, in Chapter 3, we introduced the whole idea of the arm, and then over the course of Chapter 4, we built up to her actually putting it on, and it was a big step, and that's cool, and I'm excited to see what's next for Yang. I mean, I don't think she's probably going to be in this episode, but her story remains one that I'm probably the most excited to see. It's just very compelling to me, this whole idea of recovery and just her sort of finding herself again and all that, and I want to see that actually get pulled off and done really well, and I'll be eager to see how the training with Tai Yang goes and where she goes from there. I mean, the way I see it, she's going to go after one of four people: RWBY, Raven, Blake, or Adam. And I rather hope it's Blake, but I fear it'll be Adam, just with how they're building it up. I mean, first episode we had her watching the news report and just showing how that is something that's really weighing on her. And then the dream in the second episode with her, and they're just really focusing on that in particular. And I know with this sort of story, wanting to confront the source of the trauma head-on is something that they'll often do. So it just seems like a real possibility, though I hope that's not the choice we go with on Yang's part. As far as others go, as I said, there hasn't really been much forward progress yet. It's mostly just been establishing characters and elements and stuff that's going to be important in their stories as they do unfold, which is understandable. I mean, we do have so much to work with this season, so many separate stories that there is a bit more of a juggling act, and I mean, that has reduced into somewhat slower pace, but I think it still works, and it's still pretty compelling and fascinating, though I do kind of worry about the fact that we are already a third of the way through the season. I mean, if this one is going to be as long as Volume 2 and Volume 3 were. Yeah, with this episode, I am expecting it's going to be Blake-focused. It's called Menagerie, and Blake is in the title, and I am eager to see Blake's plot progress. I mean, we didn't really establish too much with her episode. It was mostly focused on a big fight and introducing his son into things, which, yes, I do think it's kind of weird that he basically stalked her for 6 months, I guess we're to believe. I mean, that just, the time skip causes all sorts of problems, really. I don't think it was a wise idea, ultimately. I mean, for Yang, it makes sense that this stuff would be holding her back for so long. That kind of trauma, it's not going to go away in a few weeks, but pretty much everyone else is just sort of causing these head-scratching little moments like Weiss with her brother that just don't make a lot of sense. Though, yeah. But anyway, with Blake, yeah, I'm excited to see what we find in Menagerie. I want to see what Menagerie is like. I want to meet her parents who are in the intro. I mean, I still assume those are her parents. I don't know who else they could be. Maybe other relatives, but I'm just going to assume parents. And really find out what that's all about. I mean, she said in the final episode of Volume 1 that she was basically born into the White Fang. So are her parents involved in the White Fang? And just basically how all that works out. And I still want to know a better understanding of what she's doing, what her ultimate goal is, what is causing her to not do the actual thing she should be doing and be there for the people that care about her. I mean, her teammates specifically. Just really bugs me. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be very satisfied with Blake's decisions in this volume. I mean, unless she miraculously decides to just suddenly go to Vale and find Yang and apologize to her. Which probably isn't going to happen, though we can hope. Maybe by the end. But, yeah, really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to seeing what they do with Blake, and maybe if someone else is involved in the episode, I would love to see more Weiss. I think there needs to be more Weiss. I think she's gotten the short end of the stick so far this season. Really only one episode focused on her, and it didn't really honestly do too much with her. So, yeah, hopefully we get some of that, or something else interesting, more Oscar. There are definitely lots of questions there, or maybe even more of the villains. That's always fascinating. But whatever we do get, I'm sure it's going to be great. So let's just get started and take a look at this episode. Okay. And here we go. A fairy tale. Now it seems we were just pretending to a happy ending. I am really starting to love this song. Actually warmed to it a lot quicker than I did the Volume 3 intro. Well, the problem with that one is that the intro doesn't even make sense until you get to the later half of the volume, which I think is why that one is one that a lot of people don't seem to like as much, just because it is kind of jarring for what the tone of the series has been and is when you first hear it. But by the end, it just fits perfectly. And it's really the song you want to hear for the later chapters of that volume. Hearts, let's just live. But yeah, this song really suits this volume, so enjoying it now. And the boat. Yes, let's get off this ship. All of the Faunus. Wow, that's a lot of different character models.
I've never seen so many Faunus in one place.
This is
lots of really cool designs too.
Can feel safe, no matter who or what they are.
Wow. Sure is, crowded, huh?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Yes, it is.
Is it always so cramped?
Well, when you try and take an entire species and put them on an island that's 2/3 desert, yeah, it tends to be cramped.
What?
That would make
You guys have
sense.
that much more space? Why waste it? A little desert never hurt anyone.
It's not like
Yeah.
the desert in Vacuo, son. The wildlife here is more dangerous than most other
Oh.
regions.
So they gave us a terrible island in the corner of Remnant to try and shut us up.
That's a pretty good summary, yeah.
We're gonna learn more about the uprising.
Jerks.
We
The
tried
Faunus
to make
War?
the best of things.
Whoa.
This is
that's-
Kuo Kawana.
Pretty.
beautiful. I take it all back. This place
Love some of the
looks great.
expressions in this
Why would
volume.
anyone ever want to leave?
That's not the point, son. We asked to be equal, to be treated just like everyone else. Instead, we were given an island and told to make do. So we did the best we could. We came together and we made a home where any faunus could feel welcome. But this island, this town, will always be a reminder that we're still not equal. That we're still second-class citizens.
Well, hey. This guy's feeling pretty at home.
All right, time to go home.
Oh yeah? Which one's yours? Can you see it from here?
Kind of.
Is it that one? What about that tiny one down there? I like the paint job.
It's that one.
Oh. That's a reaction.
What is it?
It's just been a long time since I've seen my parents.
Well,
And yeah,
this way.
parents. I love the ears now. Always hated that bow.
Okay, if we're being honest, that's kind of intimidating.
Blake?
Hi, Mom.
Blake's mom is cute.
My baby girl.
Oh.
Holly, who is it?
And here's the dad. Big guy.
We were horrified when we heard the news. The Kingdom of Vale wasn't perfect, but it certainly didn't deserve what happened. We were both so worried.
Please, I knew she'd be fine.
That isn't the slightest bit true. You should have seen him pacing.
You guys have nothing to worry about. I've seen your daughter in action before, and trust me, she's got some moves.
Yeah.
And what exactly do you mean by that, Mr. Wukong?
I think that's the first time they've ever said his
it's just
surname.
that, she's such a good fighter and all. And as a fellow fighter, I have a lot of respect for her.
Why is he here
And
again?
fight, but also for her. But because of her
He
fight,
just
I
kind
don't
of followed me home.
say she's not good looking. She is.
I see.
Or slightly. She's definitely above average.
Wow. Yeah.
This tea is really good.
Like him.
Oh, who's this?
Darn it, I completely forgot about the meeting.
Gira?
Give me a moment.
Is everything okay?
Yes, dear, just poor timing. He can reschedule. It's just been hard dealing with them lately.
Dealing with who?
The White Fang.
Of course.
What?
Dad!
Blake, what's
Oh,
wrong?
and it's them
Miss Belladonna.
from the intro.
I had no idea you'd returned.
What are you doing talking to these people?
This is Corsic and Fennec Albane. They represent the White Fang here in Menagerie now.
Those psychos are here too?
Young man, I'm not sure what you've heard of our organization, but I can assure you we're not nearly as ferocious as the media would have you believe.
What we've heard? We've seen firsthand. Your fanatics slaughtered people.
What is she talking about?
Precisely what we came to discuss with you, Your Grace.
Is everything all right?
Wait, you guys seriously don't know?
No what?
The White Fang was at the fall of Beacon. They attacked innocent civilians, and they released Grimm into the school.
And they also stabbed you. Just tell them that.
True?
Sadly, Your Grace, it is.
Don't act like
That's
Probably
enough.
still a scar from it.
Explain yourselves.
Though it pains us to admit, it has become apparent that the Vale branch of the White Fang is no longer operating under orders of High Leader
Oh,
Khan.
it's just Adam,
Rather,
huh?
they've elected to follow the rule of one Adam Taurus. I believe you're all familiar with the young adept and his extreme philosophies.
You know, Beacon wasn't the first time the Fang started shooting up Vale.
The High Council had their suspicions of a splinter group, but they could prove nothing until this latest incident.
incident? People are dead.
And it is a tragedy.
Your Grace, we came to assure you that Brother Taurus and his followers do not represent the will of the White Fang.
And how can I be sure of that?
We understand if you bear any skepticism towards these claims. The White Fang's tactics are admittedly more aggressive since you stepped down as High Leader
Oh, so he's a former leader.
of Menagerie.
Huh.
But this is no way to make our message.
Oh, he's the former leader.
We have ample documentation from the council meeting, as well as several strategies to apprehend
Wow.
and punish these strays if you'd care to review them.
I will. But another day. I'd like
That
some
makes
time
so much
to
sense.
connect with my daughter.
But of course, Your Grace.
We completely understand. It was a pleasure to see you again, young Blake.
We were saddened when we heard of your departure from the White Fang.
I'm sure.
But understand if you can no longer support our cause.
It is a wearying fight, after all.
Who says I'm done fighting?
If you ever do wish to return, you need merely to come find us.
Sister Ilya would be elated.
Ilya.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
So, those guys were creepy.
I really don't like you.
Me neither, but he has some funny lines once in a while.
An interesting development, wouldn't you say?
Interesting indeed.
So, shall we inform Brother Adam?
Wow.
Shall?
Wow. Oh, back to her? Never would have guessed that. Oh, okay.
I was hoping you would help me find someone.
Yeah. That's what we want to end on. That was genuinely unnerving. And that was a short episode. Kind of fascinating, though. Well, yeah, that was a rather short episode, unfortunately, but it was the most focused episode so far. Pretty much everything here, it was just all focused on this one side of the story, just on Blake, with the exception of the final scene, which was rather short, thankfully. That scene didn't need to be any longer, because it was legitimately pretty creepy. Which I guess we'll start there. In his first scene, Tyrion, I was kind of like, oh, this is a little over the top to the point of silliness. But here, yeah, it was actually disturbing. And maybe I was wrong about Tyrion, just to conclude he was someone I would never be able to take serious. Because, yeah, he was creeping pretty hard on her there, and it wasn't good. And I hope nothing too terrible happened. Though we'll probably never know. But the point of that scene was just to establish, obviously, that he is in the same place as Ruby, or the same place at least that she was in the same town, because, yeah, that's where we saw Crow, and Ruby was just across the street, if I recall. Which is a pretty cool development. I'm very excited to see them actually confront Tyrion and just see how the encounter plays out. I can't imagine it going very well, because Tyrion, he's not someone like Emerald or Mercury. He's someone on Cinder's level in the whole hierarchy that Salem has going. At least we're led to assume. So he's probably a pretty bad guy, and maybe if Crow gets involved, Ruby and her crew will have a decent time matching him, though I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, on to the bulk of the episode, the meat of the episode, the Blake stuff. And I didn't know what to expect, and I was kind of a bit leery, as I said at the start, because, Blake's been making some decisions that I don't really agree with, and that said, I think this was actually pretty good. This was good progression. And we learned a lot, we saw a new location, and it was pretty cool. It was good to see Menagerie. It's an interesting new place to have in the story. I liked the look of it, the beautiful island feel of it, and having all those different people around, it really makes it feel alive, and it was just cool to see. But yeah, the real thing to talk about here is what happened with the parents. And I was completely blindsided, I have to admit. It seems so obvious now that Blake's father would be the former leader of the White Fang, the one that she mentioned in the initial story to Sun, who stepped down so that the other leader could take his place. But, yeah, I never saw that coming. And it's the kind of thing that just from the implication I can tell is something that was planned from the very start. But I just, didn't even consider that's what it meant by her being born into the organization. Her father was literally the leader, the founder probably, I think it even said. And that's really cool because it kind of twists my understanding of Blake on her head a bit, because I never really thought she came from this prominent background. Her father was the founder of this organization that is a big deal, and he went on to become the chieftain of Menagerie. And, that's just nothing that I expected for Blake. I mean, with how she butted heads with Weiss, I didn't think she really came from a more prominent background herself. That's kind of just different, and it kind of softens my whole opinion of this whole going back to the family thing, because her father is someone who actually does have a real amount of influence in the world, and if she is actually trying to expose the White Fang for what they are and win him to her side and sort of change things and build up to a fight with the White Fang, then I can sort of understand what she's doing. And that makes it a little easier to take, though, I still would prefer if she just rushed back to Yang and apologized for making her already existing abandonment issues even worse. But, that's beside the point. This was very interesting, seeing the parents. I really like both their characters. The mother is adorable, and I just love her design. And the father just seems like a cool guy, and I want to see more of them. And then there were the other two new characters. I don't remember their names. It'll probably take me like 12 watches before I get them, but they definitely seem shifty, and I was not surprised at all by how the conversation went at the end with them willing to give the information to Adam, because I didn't buy that for a second, that it's just this isolated group in Vale. Because, that's not what Blake said at the start in the first, in that same speech about what the White Fang became in the finale of Volume 1. She specifically said that the organization changed as a whole once the new leader, Sienna Khan, took her position. I assume it's a her, though I don't know. No pronoun was ever used. Sienna just sounds like a female name, though you never know with this world. Hazel sounds like a female name too, so I don't know. But when Sienna Khan took the position, things changed. They became violent, and Blake never said it was just Adam. In fact, Adam, his change seems to come later, because it's something that's still catching up to her, like, by the time that she decides to cut ties. And, yeah, obviously also in the first episode of this volume, we had Hazel going to meet with Sienna Khan, and, I wouldn't think that would be happening if, the White Fang isn't more condoning of what Adam is doing. So, yeah, never really bought into what they were saying about, oh, it's just an isolated faction at all. And I hope that the father doesn't believe any of that for very long. Because, yeah, I mean, Blake really should just show him what the scar that should be there for being stabbed straight through the stomach with a katana and all that. Pretty deep proof there. But yeah, the interesting thing with those two is that the two new White Fang members, in the intro, they come in at Yang's part. So at the end of Yang's part, when we get the whole flash representing her trauma and post-traumatic stress, we see the flash of red that sort of looks like Adam and those two. So that has me thinking even more that Yang is going to go after Adam. So I don't know. That it looks like it might lead to Yang and Blake coming back together at least, but I really don't know. The other interesting thing is this other unknown character that the two of them mentioned to Blake. Ilya or something like that. I really want to meet her and see what this... I mean, again, I assume it's female, just from the sound of the name. Though they might have also said her. I don't know. But, yeah, I want to see this other character that apparently is someone that Blake knows. That could always be interesting. Not much else to say. Been talking way long enough, I probably. Sun with Sun. Still kind of going with the whole ship teases, and it's probably satisfying a lot of people, but I don't really like it. But yeah, what am I gonna do? Anyway, hope you liked the commentary. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.